What's up, weirdos? What's going on, guys? What's up? What's up? Let's get the Bitcoin chart up on the screen while we get prepared here. How's everybody doing today? Let's get into the super chats first. Megman, what's up, buddy? Over on Crypto Blueprint. What's up, weirdos? Let's get this money. Hell yeah. Can I get an amen? Eddie, what's up, man? Good to see you, buddy. Check out the latest Colin Talks Crypto. Funny story, I actually watched it this morning, brother. Very, very good. Yes, I really, really enjoyed it. In fact, I'm probably going to watch it a second time because I was kind of busy doing stuff while I had it playing in the background. But yes, fantastic video by Colin Talks Crypto for sure. Good content that guy puts out. I like it. I enjoy it. Absolutely. So Bitcoin's kind of indecisive right now, eh? Like we came down, we came below. Every time we come below 93,400, we wick right back up again, as you can see, every single time. A lot of buying pressure. But the bears right now seem to be trying to push us below 94K. Like they're trying to, create a resistance level at 94K. That's what it kind of looks like right now, right? We went all the way up here to about 95.6, almost 95.7, and then wicked right back down again. So the Bears are trying to put up a fight right now. They're trying to kick this week off in a slump. But here's what I would say to that, guys. We got some big things coming up this week. Some big things. Two big things that could send the market going much, much higher. We have the PCE numbers coming in on Wednesday. Those readings come in Wednesday. And then we have the jobs reports coming in on Friday, right? So if those two, if PCE comes in bullish and if the jobs report comes in, we want it to be bad because that would be good, right? So if the jobs report comes in good for us, then, I don't think that that's going to cause the Fed to cut a rate in May, but the markets will nonetheless respond in a positive way, and crypto will continue moving to the upside. So we have two events this week, two potential catalysts to move us further to the upside. So that's very, very exciting, right? Very, very exciting. All right, let's get to the chat. Danny, what's up, buddy? You can usually be first on X after YouTube super chats, though. Come to X. Yeah, but you can't send super chats on X, though. They make it absolutely impossible to get monetized over on X. Like the amount of reaction you need over there is insane, right? So definitely follow me on X, guys. William, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. We'll see how long my voice lasts today. It's by the way, guys, real quick, it's election day in Canada. So I'm going to be spending most of the afternoon. We're going to order pizza. We're going to sit down. We're going to watch election day here in Canada. So that's going to be exciting. So hopefully, guys, what you guys want as crypto investors, I know you guys don't care about Canadian politics. However, as crypto investors, you guys want Pierre Poilievre, which is the conservative leader. You want him to win because he is pro-crypto. He is like Mr. T. He's done public, restaurants where he's paid with Bitcoin for his meal, and he wants to put in regulations for crypto that are crypto friendly. He wants Canada to be a crypto hub. All that stuff that Mr. T says, Pierre Poilievre says the same thing, right? So you guys want him in. You do not want liberals in. They're leftist, woke, and they've been in power for almost 10 years. Too much, right? Not to ramble on about Canadian politics, but if anybody cares out there and is following it, that is another bullish thing for crypto if the Conservatives win the Canadian election tonight. So taking a wild guess here, third after your boy and Amazing Coins. They be slacking today. Go hit the like. They be slacking. I haven't seen either one of them yet. I know they've both been working a lot lately, so they're probably at work right now or something. Let's see. Hey, hit the like, y'all. And hope you're feeling better, Rob. A little bit. My voice is already starting to go. You guys can hear it. It's because I don't rest it, right? Every day I'm on here talking. Andy, what's up, buddy? Bullish news for Jasmine. Yes, guys, the 2025 roadmap has been released. I will be doing a video later today. It'll be coming out covering the roadmap for 2025. I already skimmed through it. There are some very, very bullish things in there, guys. So stay tuned for that later. Very, very bullish. Roland, what's up, buddy? Swiftcoin is an apex predator. Yes, yes, it is. Absolutely. Icy Oracle, 4.2 million ZBEC, 40K XCN, 221K Miria. I got the hiccups. I'm like hiccuping between these. 171K Nadix. Good for the first run. Hey, you know what, man? Anything is good for the first run, my friend. Anything, okay? You are in the game. You have skin in the game. That's what matters. You don't have to be hitting, multi-millions in your first cycle. What's important is you got skin in the game. You're going to make some money, and you're going to roll that money into the next bear market, and you're going to 10, 20, 100 exit in the next market cycle, right? So as long as you're in here, you're playing the game, you are good, man. Absolutely. I told you guys 100 times, my first portfolio was only $6,000 when I first got into crypto. So if I got where I am today, you guys can do it too. Guys, make sure that you hit the like and subscribe to the channel. It doesn't cost you nothing. It's absolutely free. It helps the channel grow, helps with the algorithm as well, guys. We've really been struggling with the algorithm lately. It's been frustrating, so help us out with that. It'd be greatly, greatly appreciated. Volks, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. My guy, Otaku, what's up, man? Hope you're feeling better today, Rob. A little bit every day, but as you can tell, again, my voice is already going. It's getting frustrating. Easy, yo. What's good, fam? Had to get some nature time this weekend. Ready for the green candles. Let's go, baby. Parallel life's going on. Bruno's in the house. What's up? Joy, hey, Rob and Patreon family. Hope everyone had a good weekend. Rob, hope you're feeling better. Welcome new members. Everyone, let's hit the like. Best crypto content out there. Thank you, Joy. I appreciate you. Funky's in the house, not getting his comments skipped. What do you know, baby? What do you know? Braveheart, glad to be here. I will see you on the Patreon live tonight. Off the grid. Yes, we will be live again tonight. Absolutely. Paul, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, my guy. Good to see you, man. Mario's in the house. Future fam, let's get this money. Easy. Did I miss a ZBEC Ripple? No, it's just speculation right now. Easy. Milk Money, good afternoon. Hope everyone's hope we see some action soon, up or down. Powder ready. Yep, absolutely, man. I think we're going to be a green week, though. Beast mode. What's up, man? I'm getting ready to activate soon. That's what I like to hear, brother. Ceiling fan, what's up, man? Seems like you think alts take off soon based on the title. True? Yes, well, Bitcoin's going to continue to move its way up. And as a result of that, altcoins will continue to melt their way up following Bitcoin. So yes, altcoins will be moving up alongside Bitcoin in the near term here. Let me switch over to the 82-day on the M2 money supply chart. And we can have a look at the correlation here. So if we have a look here, you know what we'll do? Let's do this and then bring this down. So as you can see here, right? Checking out the M2 money supply on its way up. Bitcoin is about to do the exact same thing, right? We're continuing to follow the trend. As you can see the correlation here, right? So the next move, so Bitcoin is right about here, as you can see, right? We have all this to go. So, and I don't think the M2 money supply is finished either, guys. It's not done. This is going to continue upwards, likely until it reaches around this area, September, October. That's probably where it's going to end up. I'm not saying it won't be, it might be higher than that, but just in this general area, between September and October, that's when I think that the bull run's going to end, right? So yeah, it's looking good. It's looking good for continuation. Aaron, what's going on, buddy? Good to see you, man. P Money's in the house, ready to moon. Jackie, what's going on? Ready to print more money? Hell yeah. Miller, what's up, buddy? A guy, check out the Jasmy chart. A guy, check out the Jasmy chart. Are you asking me to check out the Jasmy chart? I'll pull up the Jasmy chart. I'll pull up that Jasmy chart. Boom. Falling wedge, breakout, bull flag, breakout. Looks like we're making another little bull flag here. Kind of funny. Another breakout coming. Jasmy's on its way up, man. On its way up. You love to see that. Frank, what's up, man? Voice is back. Yeah, temporarily. Cryptis, what's going on? So ready for May to come. Let's get this money. Yeah, 2 days away. Alfonso, let's get some. When are you moving? Moving to the States? Probably sometime after the bull run. After this bull run's over and I can take some time off, I'm going to go traveling to visit some places that I'm potentially moving to. Oh, but on that note, though, guys, so you guys are aware, from the 16th, this long weekend in Canada, May 16th to the 19th, I will be out of town on a road trip, but I will be doing videos, and I'll probably do some live streams from the road. So, yeah, so keep an eye out for that. But I will be taking the show on the road for about 4 days. That is the third weekend of May. You sound excellent today, Rob. Happy to see you feeling better. Thank you, brother. Thank you so much, man. Rob, I watched all the videos and both channels. Can you please explain the concept of us competing with other crypto groups when it comes to exit? Very simply put, Z to the U, you are in competition with every other person out there who's trying to sell their crypto and make money. Think about it this way, okay? Think about it this way. There's a big pile of money on the table, okay? And you and every single other crypto investor out there is trying to get as much of that pile of money as possible, right? So you are in direct competition with everybody else out there. What I like to say is that you guys, as part of my community here, especially over on the Patreon, right? We're going to win over there. I'm helping everybody make sure that they get their pile of money and get out, while all the other investors in crypto, okay? You are in a competition. It's PvP, player versus player in crypto. I'm here to help you beat the other players, right? Just like their community leaders are trying to help them beat us and beat you, right? So, Nia voted PC, fingers crossed. Me too. Yo, what's up, Rob and Crypto Fam? Let's get it. Recall you mentioning that in a recent video. Glad you're feeling better. Sound great. Thank you so much. Liquidity, good morning. What's going on? Hopefully PC wins. Yes, could definitely help pump. You got to pump it up. Exactly, man. Exactly. Come on, conservatives. Let's go. It's going to be an exciting night. Pray for Pierre. Exactly. Otaku, yes, I have been following Canadian campaign, but I'm still concerned by the minus 80% bet against Pierre on Polymarket. Screw Polymarket. That's what I say. Here's the thing. Canadians are sick and tired. We've had liberals or leftists in power for 10 years now, and our country has gone in the pooper. Okay? It's gone in the pooper, as you guys know. So, in saying that, Canadians are tired, just like you guys were tired in the States of the Democrats. You guys were done with it, right? Guess what? So are we. So Little moose. Ah, there's amazing coins. Hey, Rob, FPT right now. Yes, I figured you were at work or something. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. The Restful Mind, Mew2 in the house. I love it, man. I love it. How goes crypto? How's it go, crypto fam? Sound better, Rob? Let's go, Canadians. Let's pull this election in the right direction. Conservatives for the win. Absolutely, man. KK is back. Oh, my God. Where have you been? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Welcome back. Frank, sounding better? Yeah. But the voice is now gone again. Juan, what's up, man? Happy Monday. Yes, I love Mondays, you guys. I love Mondays. You know it. I don't know. There's something about a Monday. Lizzie, what's going on? Good afternoon. Are you all you sexy people, I guess you meant? Get over to the Patreon. So much people there and laughs and fun times. Absolutely, Lizzie. Absolutely. Romeo, what's up, buddy? Damn autocorrect. Voice sounds better. Can't wait for the Patreon live tonight. Absolutely. Caesar's video about unstaking XCN could be a backlog if lots of people try it at the same time. Interesting thoughts, as we know. Yeah, I haven't watched it, but I heard people talking about it. Now, just keep in mind that that's speculation, right? It's not a guarantee that that's what's going to happen. It's possible. He's just warning people of possibilities, right? So, Cody, what's up, buddy? Jay, what do you think? What do you think game and tokens are going to start taking off when the bull run? Probably sometime around the fall. Screw poly market. I'm hoping for you. Absolutely, brother. Guy, what's up, buddy? I was here on time, just couldn't say anything right away. No push-ups for me. I'll do them anyway. Nice. That's what I like to hear, man. You sound like the Godfather, Marlon Brando. I'm going to make you an offer you can refuse. Dano's in the house. What's up, man? Rob, been enjoying the patio talk videos. Hope everyone takes them seriously and gets confident in their exit plans. Absolutely, Ditto. Thank you so much. Yeah, I like to do the patio videos just for a change of pace. You know what I'm saying? Switch it up a little bit. Have something a little different in there. Jake the Snake. Morning, man. Morning, Roberto. Zebek is going to be our greatest play this cycle. It's up another 10.5%, 11.2% on the day. It's up 30% on the week. Absolutely fantastic. Alfredo, what's up, buddy? Over the tops in the house. Can't wait to stack some 21. Loading up on Jasmine, XCN, nice. Henry, hey, Rob. So is Miria and Natick still fall or sooner? Yeah, I'm anticipating fall for those. Yes. All right, let's get into some of the news, guys. Like I said, guys, Jasmine's roadmap came out earlier today. I will be covering that later, so make sure you stick around for that. We're going to give my voice a little bit of a rest here. We're going to watch a video. All right, expect the Republican tax bill to be passed by August. Very interesting.
Trump's 100th day in office is coming up this Wednesday, and Congress gets back to work today on a tax plan. Joining us right now is Libby Cantrell. She's PIMCO's head of U.S. public policy. Libby, let's talk about the tax plan because we've spent a lot more time talking on tariffs than we have the tax plan. Tax plan is pretty important for businesses. How likely are we to see something, let's say, by this summer?
Yeah, and we've been describing this as the dessert versus the vegetables. The tariffs have been the vegetables, and we basically have been given a total, diet of vegetables recently. So the dessert is coming, and we do think that the tax bill will be passed probably by August. We believe, though, that we're probably in the third or fourth inning of this process, and in some ways, the harder work is in front of them versus behind them. Now they have to sort of figure out what kind of cuts they're going to have, how big this bill is going to be. Is it going to be front loaded or not? I mean, our view is that one, this bill will be done by the August recess. And two, it will be more pro-growth than maybe even what Republican members had thought it would be just 2 months ago, just given the backdrop.
Why do you think that?
Because of the soft data, at least, is all indicating that the economy is slowing and potentially significantly. We think that sort of the political pressure will be on a more kind of pro-growth tax bill. So you're not going to see the increase. We don't think you'll see the increases in the tax rates for individuals. We don't think you'll see the increase in the corporate tax rate. There are a lot of things will have been on the table and sort of speculated about, and we don't think they'll find their way into the bill.
You mean a lot of the promises that President Trump made on the campaign trail in terms of no taxes on tips, no taxes on overtime?
So those we do believe will find their way into the bill, just to be clear. But just in terms of the way to maybe raise revenue, there have been some things that have been speculated. A corporate tax increase was speculated, the pay-fors, exactly.
So then how do you pay for it?
Well, and again, I think this is going to be probably the upshot is that this will be a higher net deficit bill than maybe what some Republican hawks had envisioned, again, even a few months ago.
That'll be tough in the House in particular.
It could be tough, but I also think big cuts to Medicaid are going to be even tougher. They're not only going to be tough to get past House Republicans and in states like New York and California, but also in the Senate. 1 in 3 constituents in states like Kentucky and West Virginia rely on Medicaid for their health insurance. And so for Republicans in those states, it will be difficult, I believe, to pass significant cuts. So again, I think that the upshot for the market here is probably a more pro-growth bill and likely a bill that adds more to the deficit than not.
And so how does that change your investing outlook? I mean, it's tough to try and figure out what's happening with tariffs, what's happening with taxes. Yeah. What do you tell people?
Yeah, so I think, this is what we were telling our clients even before inauguration, that just sort of there would be a lot of cross currents in sort of Trump 2.0. There are going to be the vegetables, there will be the dessert, and we do think that the market has been very focused on, again, the tariffs.
What is carrot cake?
I mean, I think that is a dessert.
But it's a vegetable.
It is not.
It is not a vegetable. That cream cheese frosting, no.
I'm counting that as vegetable.
Yeah.
Counting carrots.
Delicious. It's definitely delicious, but it is dessert.
Are there carrots in it?
Yeah, there are carrots, but
vegetables.
Carrots.
I'm trying to find a dessert we can all
agree on.
Yes.
Chocolate covered broccoli.
No, so we are not necessarily. We think odds of a recession are kind of 50-50 at this point.
Okay.
We were at 2% real growth, 2% inflation, 2 Fed cuts coming into this year. Now we're at kind of 0 to 0.5 point of growth, 3% inflation-ish, and then about 3 to 4 Fed
Has
cuts.
the market sussed that out then? I mean, if we dropped 20+% in the S&P and now we're down 10%, we dropped sharply. We gave half of the loss.
Yeah, of course, in our world is more fixed income than it is equities, and we do think that the fixed income market, I think, has been in terms of the shape of the yield curve, has been sort of suggesting that we're going to see more Fed cuts than I think that again what people thought in the beginning of the year. But to your question though about tax cuts, I think this is the open question, and we will find out in the next few weeks. Are some of these sort of more stimulative tax provisions going to be more front-loaded? Meaning, will they have an impact in 2025 and 2026, or are they going to be kind of more back-end loaded? And this is where I think it's very difficult to do economic forecasting with any real conviction, because obviously, if you just have the tariffs in isolation, it looks like we probably will head into a recession. But if you see some of these tax provisions that are, say, retroactive, that help sentiment, he backs away from some of the worst case scenario in the tariffs, then, you can see a different picture.
Which of the tax cuts do you put in that category? Meaning the tips piece? How big is that?
The child tax credit, that's also been on the table. And if you do some sort of retroactive child tax credit, now I'm not sure that's likely, but if you do something like that, that is basically a cash transfer, and you can structure it so it's non-refundable. So it's refundables, meaning that you get it regardless of whether you're paying taxes. It's basically a cash transfer. We saw it during COVID, and again,
some of this advocate for that, or you wouldn't?
We are not. We're calling balls and strikes, Andrew.
Okay.
So we're not necessarily advocating it or not advocating for it. But that is, I think, going to be an open question about how is this tax bill going to be structured? Because, again, it could have actual economic implications for 2025 and 2026 that people may not be necessarily pricing in.
Do you think the way they get this done, though, is to have different math maybe than CBO is coming out with? We're just going to measure it our own way because we think it's pro-growth?
Yeah, so that's exactly right, Becky, is that they're going to be using something called a policy baseline. It looks like. Now, the parliamentarian probably has to weigh in on the Senate side, but what that means is they're basically assuming the extension of all of the Trump tax cuts that are expiring at the end of 2025, that effectively that's just already baked into the baseline, and then anything above that get sort of in the CBO score. Now, from a deficit perspective, that's a little bit funny math, honestly, with all due respect, because you still actually have to issue treasuries in order to pay for just the extension of the Trump tax cuts. I'm not sure if the market's really going to be convinced with that math, but for a CBO score, if you're a member of Congress, it makes it easier to vote for something that looks like it's $1.5 trillion in net tax cuts, not $6 trillion in net tax cuts.
Libby, very quickly, because we focus on the Treasury side of things, on the fixed income side of things, does that set the bond market off?
Well, yeah, and so this is something that we have, had kind of a view on, is that you're going to have a steepening of the yield curve. You've already seen this. It's kind of a bear steepener on the long end of the yield curve. We've seen a lot of that play out, honestly, kind of term premium coming in at the end of the yield curve as investors want more kind of yield in order to compensate them for kind of this risk, with the deficits. And we think that will likely continue.
More than expected rate cuts. Absolutely fantastic. More rate cuts than expected this year. I just saw a comment here, so I'm going to look. I'm looking something up here, guys. While that's going, we'll go into the chat a little bit. How you doing, Rob? Rawhead Nick, what's up, buddy? We're all future millionaires. Just stay patient. Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. Amen to that. You're not broke. You're pre-rich. Jess, what's going on? Just got my decent wallet today. Excited to start using it. Nice, nice. Lizard folk, strike again. Chicken dinner, what's up, man? I love your dedication, all your hard work. Greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. J Money's in the house. B3 just posted partnership with Google. Sounds bullish. Yeah, where is that exactly? I can't find that anywhere. Let me see if I can see anything about that. No, that's not it. I'm trying to see if I can find the announcement here for B3 and Google. Just give me a moment. Let me confirm this, guys. Let me confirm this. Oh, look at this, guys. Check this out. Beast mode with the alpha dropping it on us. Look at this. B3 just announced. B3 and Google. What is this all about? B3 Boy. What is that? Is that like a Game Boy for Google? Made by B3? Wow. That's fantastic. That's why B3 is up 16.5% on the day. Fantastic news, guys, for all of you guys. I know there's a lot of you guys over on the Patreon that are holding B3 because it was one of our gems a while back. So awesome news, guys. Awesome news. B3 and Google. Thanks for bringing that alpha over, Beast Mode. Appreciate you, brother. Otaku, yeah, JP Morgan has been calling for 3 to 4 weeks. The first one starting in 3 to 4, with the first one starting in May. Pretty insane. I don't think it's going to happen in May. I think we'll see June. But probably not May. There's like right now, isn't there like a 90% chance of no rate cut in June? Or in May, I mean. Micro Dips, what's up, man? Where you been hiding, man? Thank you so much. Mike, hey, Rob, and Crypto Fam, excited for this bull run. Hell yeah. Spencer, I'm a millionaire. I think I might become a multi-millionaire the next couple of days. Nice. Patiently waiting for takeoff. Let me know when I can look for a call. God bless. Yeah. Hang on. I put the list out on the Patreon yesterday, guys. So everyone who's on the May wait list for a one-on-one, you got to send me a DM to get your appointment booked in. Thomas, hey, what's up, buddy? Love the content. What's your thoughts on Swiftcoin by summertime? Well, I mean, I'm hoping we can be somewhere between 8 to 10 cents by summer, maybe higher. I'm hoping. I know Google is a huge deal, but do you think it is peaked? Nothing is peaked right now. Oh, has Google peaked, you mean? That's a good question, Funky. That's a good question. And probably yes. I know that Elon Musk said that he was actually working on creating a search engine to compete with Google, much like the reason he bought X, because Google censors what you can and can't post. Like, remember during the US election, when someone took that at Mr. T's ear, you know what I'm talking about? Well, when you try to Google that, only thing that came up was positive articles about what's her name? I can't even remember her name. That's how quickly she's been erased from the annals of history. The Democratic, his competitor there, whatever. Anyway, that's all that was coming up. So Google was doing that on purpose, right? So Elon is starting a search engine to compete with Google so that people will use that instead, because people are tired of this, censorship, this centralized censorship being controlled by the left. So, Rob, hope you're, how are you, brother? I'm good, brother. Hope you're doing better. I'm late to the live. What's the new for this week? I've been covering it, brother. You have to go back and watch it all. Yes, 90% chance. That's why JP Morgan has made no sense. Yeah, JP Morgan never makes sense. I've been in the meme coin trenches holding my nice. WF Capital in the house. Polymarket comments are hilarious. People really despise Carney. Yeah, they do. Absolutely, they do. Here's the thing, guys, about being up here in the north. You have to understand that a lot of the information that you guys probably get, it's all censored and doesn't leave. Like, a lot of the information is censored in Canada now. We don't live in a democracy anymore, right? So, like, even in Canada, we can't, anything that's negative, and even if it's true about liberals, won't be covered. And if it is covered by the news, you can't watch it. It gets deleted off the internet. You can't find it on YouTube or anything. They censor it, right? So the information that you guys get that comes out of Canada, you guys don't even get 25% of accurate information on how bad it is. So, did I mention Zebek? Who's everyone voting for? Conservatives. Thanks for the continuous updates. I'm super excited about how my crypto investment's going so far, making $1,800 weekly trading. Regardless, nice. There you go. Over the top, yes, Rob. Google alone with YouTube censors like crazy. Rumble is a baby, but is the future. Yeah, I know. Look how often my channel gets shadow banned on YouTube because I say one word that they don't like, and all of a sudden my channel gets shadow banned and the views drop and no one gets notifications, and it's insane. It's unacceptable, right? Hey, Rob. And what about our Nadex gem? Nadex is right on pace. Rob going on vacation to pump the market, canceling Caesar's vacation cruise. Yes, I got to counteract that, right? And here's the thing, because I'll be on the road and I won't be able to take profits or sell or anything, market's going to go parabolic while I'm gone. So yeah. All right, let's get into this article. Investors flock to XRP as ETF applications surge. In the midst of significant developments in the cryptocurrency sphere, the altcoin XRP is steadily advancing towards the center of the financial world. Following ProShares' application for a short XRP ETF, all eyes are now on the SEC's forthcoming decision regarding Grayscale's XRP ETF, particularly with Hashdex launching a spot XRP ETF based on the NASDAQ XRP reference price index. The demand for XRP-based investment products has reached new highs. XRP has outpaced major altcoins such as Solana, Litecoin, and Dogecoin in terms of ETF applications, according to data from Kaiko. XRP currently holds the position of the altcoin of the most ETF applications. The trend illustrates a robust interest among investors in XRP. Thanks to its high liquidity, XRP has become an attractive option for both institutional and individual investors. The ease with which an asset can be bought and sold is one of the critical factors that regulators consider when approving an ETF. This characteristic paves the way for the altcoin to secure a more solid foothold in the investment world. Industry giants like Bitwise, 21 Shares, and CoinShares are also moving to offer XRP-based investment products, highlighting the accelerated institutional adoption of the cryptocurrency market. However, the most critical development for investors will be the potential approval of Grayscale's XRP ETF application. Yes, but it's a double-edged sword with Grayscale, because every time they apply for a spot ETF to convert their trust into ETFs, they always end up selling and dumping a bunch of the product on the market. They did it with Bitcoin, they did it with Ethereum, they'll do it with XRP, right? Another factor heightening excitement around XRP is the speculation regarding a potential settlement between Ripple and the SEC. Crypto analyst John Squire suggests that an agreement between the parties could be imminent. This type of development is considered one of the key factors that could open the door for XRP-based ETFs. Squire believes that ProShares ETF applications is a clear sign that the altcoin is beginning to take on a more prominent role in the financial system. Positive comments from regulatory authorities, including former SEC member Paul Atkins, who's the new chair now, indicates that perceptions surrounding XRP are shifting. If a settlement between Ripple and the SEC occurs, it could create a strong foundation for the approval of Grayscale XRP ETF application. In such a scenario, XRP may become more visible both in regulated financial products and mainstream investment channels. Currently, experts emphasize that XRP's future in the financial world looks quite promising. However, the development that would truly create a significant impact would be the SEC official approval of Grayscale's application. A potential Ripple SEC settlement could eliminate one major obstacle to that approval. Yeah, that's just a matter of time. The SEC and Ripple have both agreed, I believe, in court to withdraw their appeals for the decisions, and they're moving rapidly towards getting this settled. So yes, absolutely good for XRP holders. Mike, I missed it. When is Rob going on holidays? Third weekend of the month. I will be gone the 16th, 17th, 18th, and 19th. However, I will still be putting out videos from the road, and I'll probably still do some live streams from the road as well. So, Stargazer, how long do I predict Bitcoin to reach 1 million? No, probably I wouldn't be shocked if not by 2033, then by 2037, I would say. So like 2.5 bull runs from now, 2.5 cycles from now, maybe sooner. So yeah. What else do we have? Got another video. Expect global oil growth to weaken this year, says Goldman Sachs.
Commodities. Let's see what the trade war, what the impact on that sector is. Energy, gold. Gold fell slightly last week on the potential rollback of some tariffs between the U.S. and China. Joining us now, Don Stuyven, co-head of global commodities research at Goldman Sachs. Is there anything that you can say in general about growth-related commodities signaling that there is a looming slowdown in global growth?
So I think you want to distinguish between what you see in price and what you see in demand. in the spot demand data, both for oil and copper, the actual spot demand data still looks solid, consistent with the hard economic activity data, for instance, in the US or China, that still looks solid. However, if you look at prices, we have seen, following the April 2nd tariff announcement, a pretty large sell-off, both, for instance, in oil and copper, which are commodities that tend to be positively correlated with GDP growth. But we have seen a bit of a rebound, a bit of a growth relief trade that we are seeing in the commodities, but also in risk assets.
It's counterintuitive to think that demand can remain the same and prices can weaken. How does that happen? I mean, I could see if supply went up, but that hasn't happened, has it?
So in the case of both copper and oil, I think it's expectations of weaker demand that have weighed on price.
We haven't seen it yet.
We haven't seen it yet.
Should we believe the price, or should we believe the demand? We should believe the price.
We incorporate the view from our economists that global growth will weaken, with US growth this year on a Q4 basis of 0.5%, global growth this year of 1.4%, not a recession, but a weakening. And I think that following the relief rally, both risk assets and commodities are not pricing a lot of upside here and are underpricing recession risk. And then to your supply point, on the oil side, we are seeing, despite sharp downgrades to our US shale supply outlook, we're seeing pretty solid supply, both from OPEC Plus, which is set to increase production in May by a pretty large 0.4 MBD amount, and then also solid supply growth from ex-OPEC, ex-US countries, like Brazil, like Guyana, like Canada.
Is anyone shutting down production in the United States at prices where we are right now?
We think that the current price level is becoming a critical price point for the higher marginal cost producers. The current TI price level of close to $60 per barrel is roughly percentile 75 in the distribution of break-evens, meaning that about a quarter of the US producers is no longer meeting their 15% hurdle rate. And that's why we have downgraded our US shale supply outlook.
So it's not, it is unprofitable for some producers at this point, or not as profitable as it needs to be.
Yes, and we have seen some early signals from Q1 earnings, some early signals from the drop in the oil rig count that US shale supply growth after years of strong growth will probably edge down slightly.
Do you consider currencies to be commodities?
I do think that currencies are pretty important for the commodity price outlook. The most noticeable fact here is that if we were to see further dollar depreciation, if investors globally who have been very overweight US assets after a decade of exceptional returns, if they were to move only a little bit of their, for instance, US fixed income allocations to gold, it would probably mean the next giant leap for gold prices, even if it's only a small step for the US fixed income market. Why? Because the gold market is about 100 times smaller than the US fixed income market. So a small move for non-gold markets may be the next big move for gold prices.
When you see, like, you think of a weak dollar, it would cost more to buy oil, it would cost more to buy gold. Why are they diverging?
So we think that the weaker dollar that we have started to see and that our FX strategies expect to continue, that weaker dollar is primarily beneficial to gold prices, but should also benefit the demand outside of the US for dollar-denominated commodities such as copper, where the US is only a small part of global demand, but where Asia and Europe, who pay those commodities in dollars, dominate the global demand.
So if there was some shift from US fixed income to gold, it would benefit gold immensely, but would you notice it in fixed income? Would you notice it in the 10-year?
Depends on the magnitudes.
Well, you said it only takes a very small amount to move gold.
Yes, it would be much more noticeable in the gold market than in the fixed income market in the US, which is much bigger. But I do think that some of the unusual correlations we have seen over the last 2 weeks, dollar down, risk assets down, but US yields up, that is consistent with a desire from some investors to rebalance their allocations from a very large US overweight to a more neutral.
Okay, so how about copper? What is copper? Obviously, it's always supply and demand related, but supply's been a big deal for copper when we don't build anything new in many, many years or develop it. What's moving it now, and where is it?
So the long-term supply picture for copper still looks quite tight. We have pushed out our forecast for a deficit in the copper market from 25 to 26 because we incorporated weaker global growth, but the long-term supply picture still looks tight. And by mid next year, we think that the copper price should recover to roughly $10,500 per ton. That's exactly the level that you need to incentivize the Chilean miners to keep investing. And we think that flat Chile mining supply after years of low investment is needed to meet growing demand, and demand will grow, we think, because of structural electrification trends, even if global growth slows down.
Very nice, very nice. Let's go back over to the Bitcoin chart. Wow, Bitcoin's starting to push its way up here, guys. It's pushing up, back up 94.5 and climbing. Can we test? I'd like to come up here this week and break into this golden pocket between 97 and 98K. That's where I want to see us make our next leg up to. This little one here is our $100,000 mark. So we're not that far from $100,000 at all, guys. Liquidity. Where are you vacationing, Rob? Glad you're getting well, I'm not really going on vacation. I'm going to a town that's about 8 hours, and it's about an 8-hour drive from where I am, because my daughter's out there, right? So I'm going out to see her, and my mom is buried out there. So I'm going to visit my mom, and my stepdad lives out there. So I'm just visiting family, and yeah. So I'll go for the weekend. I go every summer, once or twice. I just drive out there by myself. So I'll probably do some live streaming while I'm on the road, and I'll make some videos and stuff like that. So yeah, it'll be a good time. Zebek about to break 2013. Let's go. Nice. What's it at right now? 20129. Zebek, hell yeah. Kat, what's going on? I love seeing you here, Kat. Zebek broke 2013. I've got it sitting at 201293 right now. Let's look at the Zebek chart. Let's pull up this Zebek chart, baby. All right, yeah, we're sitting at 2013. Yep. The real resistance is this trend line right here, though, guys. Right here, right around that 2014. That's going to be a major resistance. As you can see, it was major resistance. You got your 3 touches. You had your breakout. You've now touched it again. You might touch it again here and reject off, or you might break out, right? We'll see what happens. I think hopefully we should break to the upside there and keep going. So we're sitting at resistance right here, where we topped over here, right? Can we break above? Can we break above? Zebek ripping, dipping and ripping. Let's go, baby. Simon, Bitcoin dominance is eventually going to drop. The weekly time frame is making a rising wedge. Yep, exactly. You're absolutely right. Good information, Rob. Enjoying listening to you. Thanks. Hey, no problem, man. All right, guys. Well, we're going to continue to watch the Zebek chart. B3's ripping 17% up as well. But I'm going to go rest my voice for a bit. I got to make a video covering Jasmine's roadmap, so keep an eye out for that, guys. I'll be covering that today. Get over to the Patreon. Book your one-on-one coaching calls, guys. Absolutely. Get over there. Get your spot booked in. We're live there every single night. We will be live again tonight. So I will see you guys over on the Patreon. And yeah, use our link to get yourself a decent self-custody wallet. Channel sponsor, guys. Absolutely. Click like if you like this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. I'll see you guys in the next one. God bless.